twice baked potatoes. Hey, welcome back. We're going to twice bake some potatoes, but we're going to do a little bit special. We're going to change around a little bit of the flavors that, most of the time you're going to see bacon and cheese and stuff like that, and that's fine. But black slacks, white jacket, tall hat, I got to do things a little bit different. So we're going to lobster stuff these potatoes. Okay, so remember, to twice bake a potato, you must first once bake a potato. That's where we're going to go. But these need to be washed. Okay, our potatoes are nicely washed. We've swaddled them too, so they're getting some very humane potato respect. Okay. So first thing we gotta do, we're just gonna poke a few holes in them. Not a heck of a lot, but there we go. Throw them in a bowl. And with a little bit of olive oil. Now, why did I wash them, or why was I so careful in washing them? Because this dish is designed to, eat the skin. So, a little salt, a little pepper, and since we're going to eat the skin, you might as well taste good. So, a little salt, a little pepper. Now that my hands are clean, I'm going to throw them on a pan. And they're going to go in the oven about 400 degrees. They're going to take about, I don't know. But I'm going to start checking on them after about 30 minutes. I mean, you got different sizes. Ovens react differently. Some are good, some are bad. Mine, she's getting a little old. Well, getting a lot old. And, cooking times are going to vary. So, this is going in the oven now. Oh, ordinarily, if I'm not coating it in oil and salt and pepper, I'm just going to throw it on the rack. But because of the salt and pepper and oil, I want to, at least try to keep her clean. At least I try. Okay, I'm back. Now to deal with the star of the show. It's our lobster. I've got 3 4-ounce tails, which is, I'm only feeding me, my son, and my wife, so it's about right, especially with that potato that it's going to go in. Let's get these started. So, yes, I did get frozen again. Remember, near salt water is about 570 miles, 80 miles that way. It's a big lake in the middle of Utah. Near seawater is, about 1,000 miles that way. I gotta do what I gotta do. Okay, so let's get, first thing, a Court Bouillon going. Because we're gonna kind of steam/boil these guys. Start off with just a little touch of olive oil in there. Get a little shallot going in there. I've got some leeks. That's about 1.5 inches. The other half of it's going into the sauce, but you'll see that in a little bit. Just break that up. What else we got? Got a little garlic. I'm just got about 3 cloves. Just give them a quick little smash with the palm of my hand. That's gonna go in there. Oh, and I also pulled, I got some thyme growing in my garden outside. Throw some thyme in there. course, just a touch of salt, not too much. A few grinds of pepper. Used a pretty blue one today. We just want to kind of get some flavors out of this. So we're going to go relatively low and we're going to sweat these. Okay, the garlic, the leeks, the shallots, and the thyme are looking pretty good in there. So I'm going to hit it with a little bit of white wine. I've got about 4 ounces here. And I want that to reduce just a little bit. I want a lot of that alcohol to burn out. Not all of it's going to burn out, but a good deal of it is. Okay, that's reduced by about a half. I'm going to throw in a little bit of lemon juice, maybe a teaspoon. And just a pinch of the zest. In this whole recipe, there's going to be about a half a lemon, and I'm just taking a little bit from there. But that's okay, because we're going to use this too. So I'm going to add a little bit of water. Now we need to bring this back up to a boil. That was probably half a cup. Bring it back up to a boil, and then these guys are going in. Now I know that some of you are a little squeamish about killing your lobsters. Probably one of the few foods that you actually do dispatch in the kitchen. But I look at it this way. When the zombie apocalypse hits, yeah, you people squirmish about that are going to be chucking lobsters in the pot. Okay, it's back to a boil. Time to chuck them in. I'm going to throw a lid on them, and I'm going to let these go for about 7 to 10 minutes. I'll be back then. Our lobster's really good. Flesh is firm. These need to cool. So I'm going to set them aside. Now, we've got this delicious broth infused with lobster. We're going to save that. We're going to use that. So I'm going to strain that out into this saucepan. And we'll save that for later. Let's start building our sauce slash fat for the mashed potatoes that we're going to make from the bakers. Start off with just a touch of oil. Not too much. Just enough to get the bacon going. I've got 2 rashers of bacon. That's 2 strips for those of you who don't know. Now you know. We'll let those get crisp. Okay, the bacon is nice and crisp. I'll pull it out and get some of that little extra grease off of it. But I've got quite a bit of grease in the pan, which I'm still using, so I'm going to just pour it off. I'm going to reserve it a little bit because I may need it. So, set the bacon off to the side. Start off with about 2 tablespoons of shallots. And about 2 tablespoons of leeks. Leeks and potatoes go very nicely. For you Vichyssoise fans, you already know. I'm gonna hit it with just a little bit of salt. Not too much, there's a lot of salt in the bacon already. Stuff like that. We'll let that sweat. Again, a sweat is cooking without color. So essentially all we're doing is softening things up a little bit. It'll take a few minutes. Just be patient. Okay, leeks and shallots are nice and soft. We're gonna add in a few other ingredients. Got some garlic. This is about 1 clove, big clove. I just chopped up, not too small, not too big. Rest of our lemon juice. And the zest from that half a lemon. We paid for it, we might as well use it. Okay, now, our big flavoring, sherry. Sherry and lobster are just a terrific flavor combination. Give it a try, you'll love it. I've got an ounce of sherry. Now I'm going to let that cook down, let the alcohol cook out. Deglaze the pan while we're at it. I got all that bacony goodness on the bottom, so. Okay, the sherry is almost au sec. Au sec is a fancy French cooking term for almost dry, which is where we want to take this. I think we're good. So, our cooking liquid from the lobsters. We're gonna throw about, I've got maybe a cup in here. I'm gonna throw in about a half a cup. This stuff is pretty strong, so be careful with that. We'll bring that back up to a boil. Then we're gonna season it. I've got white pepper this time. A few good grinds. Hit with just a pinch of salt. Not gonna take too much because of bacon salty, we already added salt in there. It's definitely salty enough. That white pepper comes out really nicely. Okay, we'll let that reduce just a little bit. Cream, I got a cup. Let this go. We're gonna let that reduce a little bit also. And this is essentially our sauce. Okay, my sauce is done. Potatoes are still doing whatever they're doing in there. They're not quite ready yet, but. So let's deal with these lobsters. So you observant fans out there are probably gonna notice something. One's missing. Because my wife wanted a lobster roll, so. You know, happy wife, happy life. And she loves lobster rolls. But then again, who doesn't? So let's get these open. I like to just go down the top. Get yourself some sturdy shears here. Just go down the top. And cut them open. Then I come down through the bottom and do the same thing. You could bisect these with a very sharp knife, and that's probably how I would do it in the restaurant. But I'm a highly trained culinary professional. Know how to use one of these. Been trained to use one of these. These are slippery son of a guns. Use the scissors. If you got heavy duty scissors, they'll be fine. So we'll just work the meat out of here. There we go. Use your finger to just go along down there. You just kind of pull it away from the shell. There we go. Now go down the other side. There we go. Neat and tidy. Okay, there we have it. 2 lobsters worth of meat. We'll be back when those potatoes are done. And they've had a chance to cool. Cooling is important. Okay, my bakers are out of the oven. Nice and warm. You want them to cool a little bit, but not a whole heck of a lot. So with that being said, I'm gonna don a little bit of thermal protection. So I'm going to take a paring knife and just cut the top off of this. Go. Set that aside, switch to this. I'm going to scoop out all the potato. On this. And that's going to go in there, in a bowl. Then I'm going to scoop out from here. There we go. Scoop that out. Go to number 2. Okay, now we got the potatoes ready. Now we can work on our mashed potato. Got a little bit of skin in there. It doesn't bother me too much, but some people it does. So I'm going to start off with a masher, just to make sure that it is mashed up pretty good. And I'm going to start adding some of our cream sauce. Our lobster cream sauce. Just a little at a time. Just till it comes together. If I were at the restaurant, I'd be piping these into the potato skins. But I'm not. It really doesn't matter to me too much, so I'm going to take my spoon and I'm going to put a layer down it. And we're going to just spread that out a little bit. Then I'm going to take about half of my lobster, put that in there, and then top it off. And now the big thing is to smooth this out pretty nicely. Okay, as I said in the intro, if you're gonna have twice baked potatoes, you need to bake them twice. Or was once. Once, twice. Well, you need to get ready for the second bake. Just a little bit more potato on that. Okay, those are all set. I'm gonna top these with a little bit of Parmesan. We're gonna save those for near the end. And this is fresh grated here. Piece in the oven. I'm going to throw them in my toaster oven. Also, any of the products you see me use, I'm going to have a lot of them listed down below in the description. And while you're down there, go ahead, like, subscribe, just smash all those buttons down there, except for the dislike. I'm going to toast these off just a bit. Take about 10 minutes in that one at about 350 degrees. I'll be back when they're done. Okay, the twice baked potatoes are in the air fryer. I've got the sauce warming up back there. Time to finish that sauce though. It's come up to a nice boil. Let's put in our leftover lobster. It'll only take a minute to warm up. And I'll do that in this sauce real quickly. And let's throw in, a good pinch of bacon. You know, the bacon we cooked with earlier. There we go. That's looking really good. Now all we need is those potatoes to finish up and we're good. All right, here they are. Looking really good. Again, it's hot, so we're going to use the tongs. I like putting it in a little bit of a bowl because, well, I like putting sauce over it. And here's our bacon lobster sauce. Very nice. Garnish it with a little bit more bacon. And I got some chives. There you have it. Lobster, twice baked potatoes. Hey, since you're here, might as well check out these videos here too. And I'll see you next time.